Oh, well, hey, bitch. It's Jamie, that's me here. Welcome back to my channel. Let's go ahead and get into some Real Housewives talk, honey. We got to talk about Salt Lake City and Potomac. Let's get into it. All right, now we're going to start off with our girls over there at Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. So let's get into these ladies. So Lisa continuing to try and get Jen and Meredith to have a conversation, okay? Y'all know last week Miss Meredith was not featuring Jen at all because Jen does not know how to take accountability and own up to her bullshit, okay, girl? So that's why she's not trying to hear her, okay? Meredith tries to, not Meredith, but I believe it was Lisa. Lisa tried to equate the homophobic tweets that Jen liked to her not liking that somebody said something about her child, calling them saying their head is big. And I said, what the fuck? I didn't gonna say, I understand how you're feeling, because when we walk in the gas station and someone says my son head was big, we're here, we see each other. No, y'all don't. Okay, that's your good Judy, that's your friend that's been around longer than Jen, and you mean to tell me you're gonna equate that small situation with your young child to some homophobic tweets and stuff like that? I'm like, girl, back up off us, Miss Lisa. Lisa Barlow is full of SHI and then a piece of a T. But we're gonna go ahead and move on. Jen continues to run amok in the palace, okay? Okay, in the Ice Palace. She is continuing to run amok, trying to act like everybody is blaming her. Girl, this ain't got nothing to do with me. I don't know what y'all talking about, and all this other extra stuff. So I'm really over Jen. I've been over Miss Jen for a minute, okay? Now, Miss Heather and Whitney are trying to talk to her like, girl, you may want to own up on your SHI. Okay, just own up on it, even if it wasn't you, girl, and it happened to be, somebody else, then just take accountability on behalf of them and tell her you're going to go back and get this rectified. She's like, no, I'm not going to do anything. What is it with you guys? And I didn't do any of that. Just hollering. Okay, but Whitney and Heather had to tell her, like, girl, well, really primarily it was Whitney and Heather co-star. She said, girl, right now at this moment, it's looking like you ganging up on me, Heather, and Meredith. That's how it's coming off, okay? She's like, what are you talking about? Heather's like, girl, I have to agree with my cousin. Whitney is right, honey. It's looking a little shady over here. But, Miss Jen's not here for it. She storms off. Lisa's trying to talk to her. She tells Lisa to shut the fuck up. I said, She storms off. She throws her tennis bracelet, all this other stuff, which Lisa went and found. Jen did not come to her senses until her assistant, Stu, told her the same thing that Heather and Whitney was telling her. Like, girl, even if you didn't do it, which America do believe that you did, even if you didn't and somebody else did because you got somebody managing your accounts, quote unquote, like Miss Mia over there on Potomac, girl, bye. Okay, then the least you can do is accept accountability on behalf of whatever they did. You'll get to the bottom of it. So after Stu finally talked to her, she walks over to Meredith, and then at this point, she's trying to, befriend her and tell her that she's so sorry. Like, I really didn't mean that. I always mean well by Brooks. Like, girl, it wasn't me. I didn't do it. Okay, but I'll get to the bottom of who did. Okay, and I actually would like the opportunity to speak with Brooks as well, because I don't want him feeling that way. Like, I want to tell him some things or whatever. And I'm just like, girl, I guess that's a nice gesture, because it's like you're not just apologizing to me, but you want to go to the face of my child and apologize to them as well. But I know one thing, she better not be going to Brooks talking about something. But what about what you said about me, Brooks? That hurt. No, that's a dead as, because if you really felt the way, you ain't never say that until Brooks called you out on your own. Okay? All right, and now it's time for you to get an apology, or for you to give them an apology. Now you want to bring up something Brooks said that you feel as though it hurt you. That's not what it is. And Brooks had every right to tell you that he didn't want to see your JJ. That's all he said. All of us was screaming about the same thing. You just took it a bit too far, like you always do, Jen. Okay, so girl, bye, Miss Jen Shaw. Okay, I don't know what this is in my eye, honey, but something is definitely in my eye. I'm like, what is this? Okay, so that's that with Jen. Meredith forgives her for the moment, but she knows that Jen is a really fickle person. So she know that, girl, at any moment, this will shake me and she'll be on some more stuff, okay? So, girl, we just gonna see. I'll take her apology for a limited time only. I said what I said. I said a limited time only, honey. Let's move on. We meet two new friends of the show. I guess they're new friends of the show. We meet Angie and Sarah Jane. Okay, now Angie is letting, by way of Miss Lisa Barlow, so she's letting Lisa Barlow know that she's hosting an event. I think it's gonna be at her house or something like that, but her child is transgender, and one of her friends is hosting a LGBTQ charity event or something like that, and some type of support event, and she wants them all to come out. She thinks it's gonna be great. It's gonna be like a casino night or whatever. It's gonna be like really dope. And so of course Miss Lisa Barlow is down. So they get on the conversation to Miss Whitney. She said, well, I just want to let you know, girl, Miss Whitney will be in attendance. I hope that's okay. And then he go, Lisa said, no, I mean, that's okay. Like, I don't have a problem with Whitney. I think Whitney may have an issue with me. No, girl, Whitney ain't never had no mother issue with you until you start trying to act like you was here and she was here. Okay? So that's when Miss Whitney started to have an issue with you, because Lisa Barlow does walk around like she is better than others. Okay? What else ended up happening? Mary is filming with her son more than she's filming with her husband. Okay, girl. All right. Mary ain't really got nothing going on. And I think Mary's confessionals are very funny. So I'm waiting to see Mary interact more with the ladies than she is with her child. Okay. What else? Meredith stops by to talk. Now, this was not an interaction I was looking forward to them having, because to me, I feel like it's forced. It's forced for the two of them to have a sit down. It's forced. You can tell they're really not friends, but Meredith don't really care to film around Jen. Miss Mary don't care to film around Jen and stuff. So I just feel like it's a forced situation overall. Okay. What else? Okay, yeah, Meredith tells, what's her name? Meredith tells Mary about the sit down she had with Jen and how Jen did apologize, but she gave partial accountability, not full accountability, and how she wants to have a sit down with Bruce. So she guessed things are on the up and up. She just gonna have to wait and see how everything plays out for them. Whitney and Angie. So they go out to eat, which is interesting. Whitney and Angie go out to eat. They sit down. Angie speaks on telling her that Angie tells her about telling Lisa that she and Heather will be at the party. She said that Lisa is not happy about their friendship. And Lisa also mentioned for her to not call. Lisa also mentioned for Angie to not call Whitney her cousin. Girl, you got to be hella pressed. I don't know what it is about that bothers Heather about Whitney. I do not understand that. I mean, I don't know if it's because she's gorgeous or if she's free-spirited. Like, I'm not necessarily sure what it is about her that has you so damn bothered. Girl, what is that? I don't understand. But anyway, let's go ahead and move on. Angie tells her about the text message that she got. Okay. So Lisa's like, girl, well, what is this text message? What's going on? So coming to find out, with the event that she's hosting, she was using a caterer that is familiar with her and Lisa, but more so familiar with Lisa because the caterer does a lot of work with Lisa. The caterer texted her and said, hey girl, listen, we hate to do this to you, but honey, we will not be able to do your party. Okay. Now Lisa's assistant called us and told us about a restaurant or something like that we need to be cooking for, so we're gonna put our focus towards that. We won't be doing your event. And girl, the event is probably like the next day or something. Like the event, it's like really short notice. I hate to do this to you short notice, but anyway, girl, so that right there was terrible. And once she told this story to Whitney was like, oh honey, well, if you ask me, I feel like Lisa over here trying to set you up. I agree with Whitney. Some about that not right. I feel like that assistant did what was supposed to have been done based on what Lisa told them to do. So I definitely feel like Lisa probably had a hand in that and having this lady's event pulled. Now I want to think about it like, dang girl, like it ain't even that serious for you to want to do something like that, considering the fact that Whitney and Angie are not now friends and possibly cousins. Like, you that mad? You that mad that you would snatch this caterer from under your good girl in less than a few hours or a few days or whatever? That's messed up. So some part of me was like, that's too far-fetched. Like, will Lisa really do something like that? And I'm like, girl, I'll push it past Lisa at this point. Lisa probably did do it. So I'm on the side of Whitney, feeling like Lisa did do this shit. Especially when I saw that later on, when I saw the scene of Lisa and Angie having to sit down and how Lisa just kind of like, she definitely deflected throughout that conversation. I said, oh, Lisa, baby, you full of shit. Okay, that's where we at with that. Miss Lisa, baby, you full of shit, and you brought in other people into the conversation for distraction purposes. Okay, girl, y'all, I'm sorry. Something is still bothering me in my eye. Please forgive me. I'm sorry. But let's move on. So Mary and Jen. Jen wants to get married because they're at the event at this point, right? So they get to the event and we see where Miss Jen goes and have a sit down next to Miss Mary. And she tells her how she wants to get the family together. And Mary looking at her like, girl, you want to do what? Girl, you know, I don't fuck with you. You don't fuck with me. I don't know why you coming over here asking me about getting our husbands together. Girl, I won't have you around my husband either. Now, granted, okay, it is like he's a granddad. He's a, you know what I'm saying? He's a granddaddy, pretty much, okay? So I'm probably, number one, won't want him being around nobody, but I'm not finna do that once you've been talking about my husband or whatever, girl. You gon', I'm not finna open up to you anymore. So when you mad, you could take the stuff that you've learned about me and throw that back in my face. No, ma'am, y'all got to watch Miss Jen Shaw. So what did she say? Mary tells her, because we made up right after the reunion or something like that. I thought we made up, but then shortly after that, you start dragging me on social media. So you can miss me with that. No, ma'am, I really don't want to do anything with you. And then Mary wants them to, I believe they pinky swear to something like that. And Mary said, well, we can stay, you know, I want things to continue to stay steady and go up or whatever like that. So she's going to be watching Miss Jen. And Mary said that she got her door open, but she also got the screen door on it too. Okay, so the screen door is closed, but the main door is open because she watching Jen from afar. Okay, now Angie, this is where things get hella interesting towards the end of the night, right? So Angie pulls Lisa to the side because she wants to talk to her about the caterer and stuff, you know, for the event. And she tells her, listen, you know, the caterer pulled out and stuff. And Lisa said, okay, well then why are you telling me that has nothing to do with me? And it was weird because she immediately went to that when the girl was talking to her. Like, yeah, so, you know, I wanted to say that the caterer, you know, pulled out. And she was like, I'm not sure what that has to do with me. And it's like, you ain't even let her finish or letting her talk to really know everything. You immediately are jumping to, I don't know what that has to do with me. And it's like, okay, girl, you already giving us guilty. You're already giving us guilty. Angie elaborates on what they told her about them being stoked. She was like, well, when I talked to them earlier, girl, they were stoked. Okay, then next thing you know, 5 hours after you left my house, honey, they hitting me up telling me, yeah, that's dead. That's dead AF, girl. We not showing up, so find somebody else. Angie also mentioned that they said her name in the text message too. Right. And then what did Lisa do when that happened? She definitely deflected when that happened. Okay. She also tells her how everyone around her believes that she has something to do with it. Lisa says that to her, they are like sisters. And then out of nowhere, she brings up Whitney. So right now, what we're talking about when it comes to you, Lisa Barlow, Miss Girl, what we're talking about when it comes to you is this text message and your caterer pulling out. Immediately, you jump to the fact that it has nothing to do with you. Girl, you ain't even let her accuse you first before you automatically said, it ain't got nothing to do with me. Okay? And then when she says, everybody that I've talked to are believing that, you know, you had something to do with it. And then she goes on, this is Lisa going on to say, listen, I look at us like we're sisters. You know, when it comes to Wendy, you just started being friends with Wendy out of nowhere saying you're cousins. What the does that have to do with this conversation right here in this moment about the caterer pulling out? Okay, so she was just giving guilty all over the place. And I was like, girl, bye. You're guilty. You're guilty. Angie tells her that she's deflecting. I said, as she is deflecting hard AF. Angie calls her out for being friends with Meredith and Jen because, of course, Lisa doesn't like the fact that Angie and Whitney are cool. So then she complains and stuff. And then Angie's like, girl, but you cool with Jen and Meredith. And you know that Meredith ain't really effing with Jen. What? This whole time you knew your friends was at odds with her, you still was cool with her. But it's okay for you to be friends with two people that's not, you know, fans of each other. But I can't do it. Bye. Okay. Lisa leaves to go and call Jen and Meredith. And I did not like this at all. So she goes and she calls Jen and Meredith just to prove a point to Angie. Okay. And the fact that she did this, removed herself from it and came back to it, was even more deflection for me and lets me know how she was trying to take over the conversation and steer the conversation in the direction she wanted it to go, to get off the fact that the caterer did not show up in her possible involvement in it, right? She tried to kind of like change the overall subject. So, and then the way that she went about doing it too, let me just get to it, because this right here for me continues to confirm that you did have something to do with this caterer. Okay, so Lisa brought these girls into the room and tried to make her friend that she's known for 10 plus years look like a fool, right? And possibly, in my opinion, to try and get these other two ladies to not like Angie, because when she came into the room, she said, see, we're friends. Don't talk about our friendship. Don't speak on our friendship. And it's like, first of all, you act like she was talking negative about the friendship, and she wasn't. She was just calling you out for your works. So the fact that you pulled these ladies in the room to confirm that y'all are friends in front of the girl that you've been friends with the longest, Miss Angie, you had something to do with this girl. You had something to do with this caterer, because you were slick trying to prove a point to Angie, but at the same time getting these two ladies to possibly not like her, thinking that she's speaking down on their name. That's what I was gathering from it. So I don't trust her. And that's what it is. Lisa is sneaky, in my opinion, and I'm not a fan, okay? Lisa started crying to deflect more and says that I'm so girl, we don't have time. Talk about she's so upset. I'm like, and you don't think this woman gets to be upset that she throwing this big old huge party and her caterer pulling out, leaving her time to find another caterer that could possibly be booked and not available for her event because they need to know X amount of time in advance? Shut up, okay? So Angie tells her how she went to dinner with Whitney and she wanted Whitney to tell her what she thought about the messages or whatever. Whitney walks in the room on cue. Whitney had already been watching the room. She's like, oh, I'm hearing a lot of commotion coming from over that way. You know, I want to tiptoe in my J's to go see what's going on over there, but I'm going to stay close, but I ain't going to do nothing. Well, Whitney decided to go far as to walk into the room, right? So Whitney walks in and, now, granted, I will say Whitney was not invited. Okay, true. Whitney walked into this room and she was not invited. But I also felt like, but you discussing her. So now it's time for y'all to just let her on in the room, because if you're going to talk about it, then let her address whatever she needs to address, right? So I was feeling that. In addition, I felt like, girl, when it came down to the conversation between Angie and Lisa, Meredith and Jen were not invited. You went outside of that room just to grab them to make your friend look bad. So now Whitney is coming in, and then it would have been 3-on-1 had they really felt the way about Angie or anything. It could have been 3-on-1. So yeah, and then Angie's husband even came in there. I don't think he was in there at one point. He even came in the room. Obviously, y'all was too loud. And then here it is, Miss Whitney. So yes, y'all done brought her name up. Okay, and it looks like it could potentially be 3-on-1, but the other two is kind of like, girl, it's like I'm just gonna be here and observe. So Whitney walked in. I'm glad she did walk in. Okay, Lisa asked Whitney, "Why are you here? Why are you here?" Whitney said, "Girl, would you prefer that I not be here?" She said, "Yes, I would, because you have nothing to do with me and Angie's friendship." And I said, "Oh, she don't? Oh, okay. So what you think Jen and Meredith got to do with the friendship between you and Angie?" That's what I'm saying. The deflecting, the lying. Like, Meredith, when you went off on Jen last week, you said, I'm not going to deal with the deflecting and the lying anymore. When you said that, you should have been talking about motherfucking Lisa. That's who you should have been over there chit-chatting and going off about. But I understand why you put all your energy towards Miss Jen at the time. I get it. But you need to watch your good Judy over there to your left. You need to look over your shoulder and watch Miss Girl, because she's a mess, okay? Angie, what else did I want to say about this? Lisa wants her to leave because she isn't a part of the friendship. And I'm like, yeah, girl, well, why bring in these other ladies? Angie wants to know more about why Lisa doesn't like Whitney. Lisa says because she lies or whatever. And you know, she's weird to me or whatever, like some shit like that. And it's like, that girl wasn't weird to you. You were weird to her. Okay, which resulted in her being weird to you because you always feel a certain way about people. You always got an opinion about people, and when people front you on it, you don't know what the hell to say, girl. So shut up. Okay, now Whitney goes on to open up about Lisa telling Angie, like, oh, okay, you want to go there? Whitney said, girl, don't even go there, Miss Lisa, because if you want to talk about it, we can talk about it. Okay, and since you keep talking, then let's talk about it. Okay, let's talk about how you told Angie to disown me. Okay, to act like she's not related to me, to also not be friends with me, to not deal with my kind. What is that about? Miss Whitney was calling her car. Do y'all know what Lisa did? Lisa did not answer the question yet again like she did earlier, okay, with Angie. She didn't answer the question, but what she did say was, oh, wow, Angie, I thought we were friends. Thanks for telling her everything that I told you. So she took the blame and put it on her friend instead of just addressing like, girl, why would you say those things about me? What is it about me that bothers you so bad? What's going on? Okay, but you be around here trying to make it seem like I'm the person that got an issue with you, knowing the whole time you got an issue with me, right? Girl, I can't. So I just feel like Lisa Barlow is definitely uber fake, okay? I feel like she walks with a double standard. When she's in between the two friends, Meredith and Jen, it's okay for her to be friends with both of them. But when it comes to her and her other friends, like Angie can be friends with whoever she wants to be friends with, but not Whitney, that makes no sense, girl. When you literally was sitting in the middle of a situation when Meredith was feeling uncomfortable about stuff, and then you want Angie to feel away because Whitney made you feel some type of way last season. Girl, I mean, it's just, girl, Lisa's a clown. Period. So that's that pretty much wraps up everything that I have to say about Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. I will say I thought it was a really good episode. Not gonna lie about that. Really, really good episode for the most part. How can this new lady come on to the show out of nowhere? Come on to the show out of nowhere, just having to sit down with the girl. Y'all done introduced us to her. She done came in with a confessional and everything, and she done already got some SHI started. Here for it. And she wasn't even trying to be messy for real, but it just happened that way. So shout out to her, new girl coming onto the scene and getting the girls together, honey. Let's go ahead, honey. Let's go ahead and switch on over from Real Housewives of Salt Lake City to Real Housewives of Potomac, because I know that's what you guys really want to hear about, right? It was so many things that were going on this episode, right? I mean, I still enjoyed last week's episode, but this episode was definitely it was a whole lot of commotion. Okay, definitely a lot of things that could have that should and should not have happened. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and talk about all of that. Let's go ahead and start this off with Miss Mia and Jean. Mia leaving her kids at home with her mama for the first time. Okay, then, girl, leave them kids at home with that mother. Leave them at home. I know she's happy because this time Mia has been begging her mama to do, but her mama feels as though her other sister is more important than her. And she's finally stepping up. So, okay, good for her. I guess they're working on their relationship. G says they haven't been on a trip in over a year. Okay, that makes sense. I feel like a lot of people haven't traveled, due to the pandemic and stuff. A lot of people just been like, okay. So he tells her that this really is not his ideal trip. He ain't trying to go on this mother trip with y'all. He was like, girl, you know how I do. Girl, I ain't trying to be around none of these mother couples I don't know. Okay, I don't know if I want to do all that. But then he also goes on to say that he's going to do it because he wants to support her as a husband would. Hey, Juan, how are you? G also says when he gets out, he could be a little extra, but he definitely going to have him a good time. And I'm like, baby, I'm glad you kind of gave us a subtle warning in the beginning of what to expect. Okay, we thought that Michael Darby was a fool when he gets drunk, and I wish I could insert said me. Y'all know how he likes to do with that cup in his hand, honey, that glass. We have met a runner-up, and his name is G. You are getting close to the Michael Darby status. I definitely wonder with your antics at the house, the lake house, the bay house, whatever y'all want to call it. I definitely wonder how Andy is going to respond to you at the reunion dealing with your actions. I know one thing, he better not say more to you than he said to Michael Darby. Let's go ahead and let's go on. But G, make no mistakes, dear. Make no mistakes. Use a fool, okay? Just like your wife. But we're going to keep going. All right. So she tells him about the video shoot being low to the flow. Okay. She tells him about the video shoot being low budget. Okay. And she tells him about Candiace talking about her and her mom being low budget. Now, G ain't really have nothing to say to this for real. Okay. I don't recall G saying a whole lot. I know deep down inside G wanted to laugh because he probably thought that she was funny too. Okay. As I know I definitely did. Your mother's low budget. Watch your mouth. Okay, watch your mouth. I was here for it. But here's the thing, Mia, you have to tell the whole story. Don't tell parts of the story. Okay, we have to go all the way back, tell the whole story. Let's start when you went over there speaking to her mother. Okay, and yeah, it was unwarranted. Her mom didn't really send for you. Now, granted, her mama was definitely doing the most. Okay, that is Miss Dorothy's theme once she gets on this show. Do the most. Okay. But that did not give you any space or room to do what you did. It was not right. Okay. Walking up asking about this girl finances. Is Chris getting paid? Da, 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 da. What business of it is yours? Okay. You were being messy. You were being shady. You were out of line. Okay. Don't act like you was trying to help because you was not trying to help her. You were trying to be messy. Okay, and she got messy right back with you. Let's keep going. Candiace and her husband. So they have this thing where they can't talk about business after what, 5 o'clock? So they only got like 30 minutes to talk about business and then they got to move on. Okay, cool. So Candiace wants a distribution deal. And I believe she got that distribution deal. She wanted to get it with E1. And I believe she got that because when I was looking at her album at the bottom, it says who is distributed by it. I think it had her name and then it had E1 at the bottom or whatever. So she definitely ended up getting that distribution deal. But sometimes you have to go out here and shoot your own shit. Okay, you ain't got the money for no big, massive productions. And I wouldn't risk doing no crazy, massive production if I'm not guaranteed that I'm going to get signed behind this. I'm going to do enough to show them like, hey, I'm willing to put in the work, but also doing enough to show them, listen, I'm going to need that budget though, and I got talent, so how we finna move, okay? This can be grander than what it looks, okay? So that's that. All right, Candiace tells him about the party hosted by Gizelle and that she confronted Mia about being nosy Mia, okay? Candiace tells him that Mia called her video shoot low budget. And you know what I did, honey? Okay, I called her mama low budget. Chris was everybody in America when he laughed like, oh, yeah. And then Candiace said that did not go well. And he said, yeah, I wonder why. Hilarious. Chris is very comical. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Okay. Candiace says Mia likes to think that people are intimidated by her. I think Mia does. I think Mia does think that people are intimidated by her when they're not. But I also think deep down inside, Mia is honestly a very sensitive person, but she likes to put on that front. Like everybody's intimidated by her and she got it going on and she's da-da-da-da-da because there's a deep insecurity inside of Miss Mia and it triggers back to how she was brought up as a mom. And it wasn't just the hurt from her mom. You know what I'm saying? It was the hurt from her dad as well because both of them abandoned her multiple times throughout her life. Okay, so when and it's crazy, right? Because it makes me think about the connection that she and Ashley has in a sense, based on how Ashley's mom is. I think she may have had some of those similar things that Miss Mia's mom went through. And how Ashley's dad wasn't there for her. Mia's dad tried to be there for her, but he was abusive and then he wasn't there. So then when they both sought out love, they ended up going to find these old men, father figures. Okay, yeah, yikes. Okay, because that's obviously something that Mia was lacking at some point in her life. So I think Mia puts on this front like she wants to be intimidated. And I also think that she doesn't have a lot of great female relationships. And I think that she doesn't have a lot of good female like friend relationships because of her mom and because of possibly any jealousy she may have towards her sister. Okay, because her sister gets that attention from her mom. No matter how much Mia may think she got it going on and she's doing great, it was all because their husband came in and saved your life. So congratulations and shout out to G. Okay, now Candiace. Hilarious, girl. I'm not mad. Do not ask me to be upset, guys. I'm not going to. I'm not going to be upset about these particular comments here, okay? Because if Karen can get up here and talk about Gizelle's hot box and a whore from Hampton and everything else that's going on in between in the back of her cootie toile and stuff, girl, I'm not going to be mad about this. I'm not at all. If Ashley can go in the past and talk about Sharice's titties and everything else that she talked about, what's her name? Katie Ross. I think it's Katie Ross. I think that's her name. Girl, when she said all this, she said about Katie on that beach. Baby, listen, I'm not going to be mad about a woman talking about who wants a big old, what she said, a big old leaky booty, big old leaky lips, and a tore up or whatever she said, clitoris. Girl, who wants a botched clitoris? That's what she said, and a size 14 foot. I don't want any of it. I don't want any of it, girl. I don't want any of that stuff. Okay. Hilarious. Girl, who is intimidated by this? So Candiace says that she believes that Mia is actually the person that's intimidated. I believe that for the reasons that I've already mentioned, right? I think it's an issue with her mom. I think it's an issue with her sister. And I think that it has a lot to do with her growing up. And I feel like at some point Mia probably was growing up on her own, which landed her in the in the strip club and stuff, even though she wanted us to believe that she wasn't stripping. And she had to be on the defense all the time. So she probably didn't really know how to foster good, healthy, friendships and stuff or whatever. So I can see that. So when she said, when Mia feels like she's out of place, she likes to project. She does, which is very weird. She did it to Robyn and Karen early. I'm not Karen, but Robyn and Gizelle earlier on. They just wanted to get to know her. She bust out talking about, I'm a boss. And if we're not talking about boss things, then I can't talk to you. And whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. Girl, cut it out. She definitely projects in different ways. So that right there, when a person constantly talks about their money or constantly show their cash, it kind of makes, when I hear that, her constantly bringing up her money, it makes me think about dudes that constantly got to flash their cash all on social media. That's just a person that ain't never had it before. They never had it before. So now that they got it, you know what I'm saying? Whether they had to work for it or they did, somebody passed it down to them, like, she, you know what I'm saying? She gonna brag about it. She gonna talk about it because that's how she equates her worth and her value, you know, to those businesses and stuff. So much so that her husband complains about her not showing up and being there for her kids. But we're gonna go ahead and read on. But you know what was cute though? I'm gonna have to get to you. That baby loved him some of his mama. Okay, he cried for his mama, but he did not cry for his daddy. Do you hear me? When Mia said she was not gonna be there, that baby was like, no. She's like, baby, what's wrong? I'm gonna miss you. I'm like, you ain't gonna miss your daddy? You're not gonna miss G? I get it. All right, then. Let me tell that baby, love him some of his mama, but let's move on. All right. So they bring up Dre and a scholar coming on the trip, and Chris talks about how much he likes Dre or whatever. And I think that's when Candiace said something about Dre he's calm. I think she said he's calm, he's cool, he's collected. And then what's her husband's name? Chris said something about how he likes to turn up and stuff, but then wait a minute, I don't turn up that much because the other white dude on the show is the one that really turn up. Girl, y'all so shady. Talk about that lady husband like that, okay? Now, I ain't too mad at Michael a little bit because Michael damn near 78 years old. I think she said, is he 78? 75, 77, he in his 70s, because he damn sure ain't in his 60s. Oh, okay then. Let me tell y'all, Michael can dance and get down with the best of them. At 70, girl, I'm trying to be out here kicking and wicking, or whatever he out here doing. Girl, I'm trying to be like Michael when I'm in my 70s, out here just moving and grooving, out here having newborns and shit. Okay, because he's moving around better than some of these 30s and 20-year-olds, okay? You're still trash, okay? We're not going to ever forget that, all right? Move along. All right, so Ashley and Robyn. Let's get to Ashley and Robyn. Ashley stops by Robyn's townhouse, okay? They speak on the party that took place, okay? Ashley says that Candiace came in on a warpath. And Robyn tells Ashley about Mia's mom being on drugs and recovering. She felt like, you know, Miss Candiace said and did a little too much, but she doesn't think that Candiace knows. Let's make this very, 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 very clear for the people. Candiace does not know about Mia's mom. Candiace also did not learn about Mia's mom at the house, okay? So for all of y'all that think that Candiace knows, I think at this point Candiace knows. I think Candiace knows about her mom at this point. She don't, okay? Even down there when they were at the house on the bay or whatever, she still didn't learn because they ended up getting into an argument. She didn't learn more details about her mom. Not yet. Now she's probably going to learn it at some point, but not yet. A lot of y'all are talking about these yo mama jokes and stuff. Girl, we'll get to that when we get to it. Let me finish up with Robyn. Okay, so they talk about that, right? Robyn speaks on Wendy being an a-hole. She speaks on Wendy being an a-hole and says that every time she says something to her, she gets an attitude. And I said, Robyn, that's because you're an asshole. And that's why every time you say something to her, she damn near cusses your ass out because you also don't understand timing. Okay, we're talking to Gizelle. Here's Robyn inserting herself. No, ma'am. Okay, we're not talking to you, Bugs Life. We're not talking to you. We're talking to her. Okay, so I did not like that. I wanted her to shut up. Okay, so she's talking about a girl asshole. I'm like, girl, you too far up Gizelle ass to know, huh? But let's go on. Ashley says that she was excited about the trip because they all could have a change of scenery and could help the dynamic of the group. And I'm like, Ashley, it's a couple's trip. You aren't happy. You weren't gonna be happy either, dear. Your husband ain't gonna want to be around all them people. So you was looking forward for the dynamic of the group. Girl, bye. First of all, don't nobody put your husband had your husband came. So how would that have been good for the dynamic of the group? You already know Candiace and Chris can't stand you know your mother husband. So how did you think that was gonna be good for the dynamic of the group? You mean for you and the girls? I guess, girl, but bye. I'm not hearing shit actually talking about just coming. I mean, I think it would have been good for the dynamic of the group if you guys would have come and would have been there. Shut up. Let's move on. All right, Ashley brings up the text messages, right? She says that Gizelle tells Wendy that she doesn't feel welcome to come on the trip due to the rudeness of the invite. Bye, Gizelle. You're no longer welcome. You do not have to come. Nobody gives a fuck. about how you feel when you just was shady. Okay, we didn't even like your invite. Your invite was trash. Haters and friends. Girl, bye. And then when people get there, they gotta sit outside under a tent getting ate up by mosquitoes and having gnats fly all over the damn place. Then gotta walk down the hill and around the corner just to get inside the house so they could piss. Girl, ooh, ma'am, shut up. Your whole house was rude. Your whole invite, your whole party, from the invite to the party, your house was rude as hell. How about that? Girl. Anyway, you green-eyed reptile. Robyn says, I don't blame her. Robyn, how often do you ever really blame Gizelle? We definitely saw you one for what? I don't know how many this season, 1 for 1 maybe. When you checked her last week, I don't think we got too many times where you have called Gizelle out. So, okay, then girl, bye. Wendy and Eddie, okay? Her mom is going to come and help the kids, okay? So she going to come stay at the house and help out with the kids. Wendy tells him about Gizelle texting not to attend, but she continued to respond back to Gizelle to let her know, like, girl, listen, your invite is still open. Like, you're welcome to come if it's up to you. And I appreciate the fact that Wendy did that. Like, girl, I know you really want to have an altercation with me right now. But I'm gonna keep it real cute and real sweet, real simple, girl. You're always welcome if you would like to attend. Whoop de whoop de whoop, blah 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 blah. What I did notice that Robyn responded disregarding the text message that Wendy sent out to the ladies and said, "Thanks for coming to the party," and tells them to enjoy their trip. All because you're mad that Wendy is taking digs at your relationship. If somebody was taking digs at my relationship, I don't think that I would just not attend. I'd probably attend just to shut your ass up, okay? And bring my dude and be like, what was the shit you said? You said he wasn't gonna work. You said I ain't got no real work. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could have done that to prove a point, but instead, I feel like your anger is coming on behalf of your best friend. I don't think that you're angry. What Candiace told her, she said, I think you're angry by association. Yes, and you're holding on to that. But let's move on. Ashley speaks on Michael not attending the trip. Well, he's taking note like Juan. Okay, looks like he's falling in line like Juan. Okay, she says that he's really involved. He's really involved with baby Dean. So that's why he's not going to be there. Yeah, I'm like, girl, shut the fuck up with these lies, okay? I'm like, girl, that man wasn't going to go because he wasn't interested. He wasn't going to go. He don't want to be around them people. Okay, and secondly, you know if Chris is there, he ain't going because he don't really like Chris. So shut up. Girl, I'm not here. I'm not dealing with this. So Robyn says that she doesn't feel comfortable around Wendy and says she can't say anything to her or she'll fire back. Yeah, because you don't know how to talk to mother. That's why she gonna fire back on your ass. Okay? I don't feel comfortable. What you mean you don't feel comfortable being around Wendy? When you invited Wendy over to Gizelle's house, you was comfortable then. What you mean you're not comfortable being around her? You make no damn sense. You make no sense at all, especially for you to be the first person all last season. Wendy, that's my girl. All last season, Wendy, that's my girl. Yeah, you know, we be hanging out and the kids and whoop and la la la. And then now all of a sudden, you don't like Wendy and you don't feel comfortable around Wendy. You see that? I don't feel comfortable around Wendy talk. It gives me the kind of talk that one would do when they probably want to figure out how to get one off the show or some shit. Okay, I don't feel comfortable around Wendy. You make no sense at all. Let anyone do shit to you, girl. Shut up. Okay, let's move on. We get to the house. Okay, we get to the house where the ladies are going to be. Now, I do not like this plantation home that they chose. I said, what the hell is this? What is this? We get inside. I said, girl, this ain't got nothing on the house in Williamsburg. As big as this bay is, y'all can't find no better house. As big as this bay is, who did the planning on this shit? No, ma'am. So, of course, you already got Eddie and Miss Wendy there already. Okay? You already got those individuals here. Mia. Okay, Mia and Gordon, they arrive, all right? And once they get in, first of all, they looking for valet. Baby, it ain't no motherfucking valet, girl. We ain't got that. Go out there and get your own bags and bring them in, okay? So they get ready to go to the bar area, and they want to take some shots, and they want to do cheers to good vibes only. GVO, 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 okay? Now, Gordon throwing those drinks back. Throwing them drinks back. I said, baby, he's definitely going to be drunk. Give him a second. He's going to be drunk, okay? Mia tells them about her mom being left with the kids. Mind you, it's just her and Wendy at this time. Wendy inquires about that. Mia tells her that her mom is like a recovering addict, or her mama didn't raise her or whatever when she was growing up or whatever, right? So she tells her a little bit about her mom. She says that they're working on their relationship and stuff. So Wendy asked if Candiace struck a nerve when she said that. Mia did not say yes. Mia said, well, it just made me think that she's a spoiled brat. And I'm like, interesting you would say that because your mama said the same thing about you. Okay. So then she follows it up, and I love this. I absolutely love when Mia puts that big 14-inch foot in her motherfucking mouth. When that size of 14 in her mouth, she says, I will never call anyone out of a name. And girl, it wasn't even a whole hour later before she did it. But let's go on. Karen and Ashley. Karen, first of all, girl, what do I even have here? Oh, I wanted to talk about Ray. Okay, so Karen lets her know about that they're planning for their wedding or whatever. She says she's at a place where she can invite Gizelle. So they do a flashback, which is hilarious because Ray asked if Gizelle was gonna come. Karen says, I'm okay with her coming. And then Ray said, well, who is she going to bring or something like that? He said, well, maybe Kyle. And I thought, although it was funny, I said, this is the shade people be talking about. Just like he threw shade at her last time, talking about how something about her getting older and she need to find a man or whatever. And then Gizelle got in the confessional and said, baby, you're going to be 6 feet under before this beauty phase or whatever. I'm like, see, you be throwing shade, right? And when she be coming out here and she be going in on your ass, causing you to go and run and take your medication, then don't be mad at her. You nor Karen, okay? Don't be mad. Ray says that he doesn't know. That's what I said. He said the hairdresser. Yeah, so I spoke on that part. So Mia and Wendy. All right. So Wendy still hasn't heard back from Gizelle because they want to know, have you talked to Gizelle? Gizelle says that she didn't want to go because I think Gizelle didn't want to go because she's alone. But she's trying to use the excuse of the fact that Wendy's invite was rude. Okay, so she's trying to blame Wendy for the reason why she really doesn't want to go, and that's not what it really is. Okay, so and we saw where she ended up sending that text to her a while back. But anyway, Candiace and Chris arrives. Wendy dropping it like it's hot. Meanwhile, back there at the bar, honey, dropping it like it's hot. Dropping it like it's hot. So she over there doing her thing. Okay, Gordon bring out a 20 and talk. So anybody got some ones? Okay, because I'm about to drop it too. I'm about to drop it like it's hot too. Let's do it. I said, baby, he finna have him a good time. He finna have him a good time. Gordon says that, listen, I'm not a strip club connoisseur. I said, you not? He says, Mia opens up. See, Mia be taking shots at her damn self, and then when people repeat the shots that she take at herself, she want to be mad. Mia says that's where he found me. Candiace said, we know. we know, girl, we know. And then what else did Mia say? I think Mia called herself bitch. She said, you know, because I'm a big BIT. Candiace says, and you are. Hilarious, girl. You over here taking a whole lot of shots at yourself. Gordon tells them that he has no interest in going to the strip club, but Mia likes to go, so he goes with her. Trying to throw her under the bus, and then saying that she likes to go out and pick the women, and he just go along with whatever women she picked. She said, well, see, Gordon likes the white women. He likes white women. And I was like, ugh. And then Chris said, well, that's fine, because I like black women. And I'm like, okay, then, are we even here? All right, so Gordon is drunk, and he over there doing something, girl, like he looking for a white woman to hump on and stuff. And I'm like, what the is going on with Gordon? But honestly, Gordon is drunk. Gordon is out here having him a good time. Now, it is a bit much. Definitely a bit much, but he's drunk, okay? So I will say this. When he was out there doing all this, you know, humping and doing a long little thing he was trying to do about the DIC, honey, Wendy and Candiace looked so uncomfortable. Like, okay, that's enough, G. Like, G, you're doing too much. Like, you're good. Like, you don't have to, like, just a little bit, like, chill, okay? So he was definitely doing a lot. Gordon starts, I told y'all about that, about stroking himself and stuff. And then Mia says, yeah, because I'm a big BIT. And then Candiace was like, yeah, you are. That you are hilarious, okay? Candiace says, she asked, this was, and Candiace said, does it still work? And he said, yeah, it works. She said, yeah, it works. Okay. So I believe she was talking about his DICK. Does it still work? And I like that she said that because I felt like that was a shot at Mia asking, that was a shot at Mia for asking her mom about Candiace's business. Candiace took a shot back at them back at Mia by asking her husband that, but in her damn face. Because I would have been like, bitch, what you mean do a work? How? girl, do you work? Did your video work for you? The fuck? You know what I'm saying? Hilarious. But, you know, Mia was just like, yeah, it worked. I'm like, girl, she just took a shot. I enjoy it. Love it. Okay. And Skylar and Dre arrived. Eddie looked like he was so happy to see a brother. You hear me? I know he had a brother over there in G, but it was something about seeing somebody else that's a brother that's about close in your same age, okay? So it seems like he was really happy to see somebody that he could relate to truly. So there's that. And Skylar and Candiace get ready to walk off so they can find rooms, you know what I'm saying, do a little chatty chat about the girls. Gordon gets a call from someone, and Gordon wants everybody to listen. He's like, listen to this. Here you go. Listen to this. Hey, Wendy. Listen to this. And I'm like, why you need somebody to have so much attention on what the hell y'all got going on? What's this? So Gordon goes on, so Mia is looking confused. She's on the phone and they talk about how the guy says that, hey, I'm about to do this customization for your G-Wagon. And she was like, what? And then here go Wendy for me. I'm like, maybe her and Mia had a talk. Wendy doing the most for me. Talking about, all right, G-Wagon, you got mine. You got mine. And I'm just like, girl, go sit the fuck. What? I ain't like that part of the scene. I'm like, girl, don't be acting like you like this woman when you don't. What is all this? Girl, go sit down. Sit down. What else happened? Gordon tells her to wait. This is funny because Mia was like, oh, can I go pick it up now? What I need to? Girl, you out of town. Where you finna go pick it up from? Okay, she's like, do I need to come to him? I'm like, well, what do I need to do? Gordon said, wait. Because you know I never get a chance to tell you to shut the fuck up. Girl, y'all know what I heard when I saw that? Fire your ass, okay? Sit your $25 down before I make what I said. Okay, that's what I was getting from him. And when he told her, you know, I never get many chances to tell you to shut the fuck up. Ooh. Girl, when he said that, everybody in the room made a Okay, everybody made a little something. And Wendy, I'm with you in the confessional when Wendy said, if this is how you talk to your wife in public, then how the fuck are y'all talking back at home? Yeah, I guess Gordon wanted it to be all eyes on him. That's why he was doing the most when he was drunk. Girl, I guess it was hilarious. So, okay. Gordon says that they've been married for 8 years. Okay, he wants to build her own G-Wagon, so they are about to celebrate that. So he wants to do that for her. So okay, cool. Gordon goes over to Chris and asks if he could get a loan because white guys have good interest rate. I said, no, you did not approach this man. But if y'all paid attention to Chris's body language, he was looking like you cool dude, but now you started to do a little too much. You're a little all over the place. I want you to just chill out. I'm trying to like you. I don't want to dislike you like I dislike Michael Darby, okay? So just calm down just a little bit, okay? Candiace tells a scholar she wanted to keep her away from G because he is on 10. When they first came in, she was trying to get them away. And then she says that he reminds her of Ashley's husband. I said, don't he? Don't he? Yeah, I know him or something, don't he? Okay, I agree with that. Candiace says he can see if she can see it going left if he is already there. So he's already drinking. If he goes any further, girl, they all gonna be out the door. It's gonna be a mess. Okay, Wendy says that she doesn't want things to go left and tells her to tell Mia. This is what Candiace said. She said, well, you need to tell Mia to get him some water. Please tell that woman to get this man some water, some bread, some food, something. Okay, the ladies start to talk more and more about Mia upstairs, right? And Wendy lets her know that Mia comes upstairs, right? Because Wendy told him, like, listen, this man just told her to shut up downstairs, okay? So then she gets upstairs and she's like, what y'all talking about? And they're like, oh, girl, we was just talking about you. And Skylar said, girl, did he just tell you to shut the fuck up? She was like, yeah, probably so, or something like that. She was like, yeah, maybe, or something like that. Mia said. She says, yeah, probably. And then Candiace says, Skylar asks, do y'all always talk like that? She was like, yeah. And then Candiace said no. She was like, it's okay to talk like that, like in private, but not in public. She said, me and Chris talk to each other like that all the time. And I still kind of disagree with that though, Candiace. I'm sorry. Me and my dude don't talk to each other like that. Like, so that's nowhere near normal, okay? To sit up there telling somebody to shut the fuck up. No, you shut the fuck up. What? In public or in private, I just disagree with that. I don't get many times to tell you to shut the fuck up. Who you talking to? Yeah, I disagree with that. I don't think that's cool. Talking about so we talk like that as well in private. No, ma'am, that's a negative. That's not cool. That's not cute either. Okay. what else happened? The combo comes up about Candiace's comment. Okay, so it was Wendy. Wendy brought up like the yo mama comment or whatever and wanted to get Candiace's thoughts about it. Like, what are your thoughts about this? Okay, so she brings up the yo mama comments. Candiace says that, well, I was only responding to Mia's comments about, you know, to my mama. And I'm like, well, no, Candiace, you were responding to her comments about your video. Because that's what Candiace said. She said something like, I was responding to her comments about my mom. And I'm like, no, you were responding to her comments about your video. She called it low budget. You was quick on your feet and say your mama's low budget. Watch your mouth. Okay, perfect line. Perfect. I see nothing wrong with the yo mama joke at all. Okay, I'm definitely here for what she was saying. Like, girl, read her down. Okay, your mama's low budget. Now, mind you, she didn't know about her mom and her situation that's going on. I know a lot of people probably feel like, girl, it don't matter what she know about the mama. She shouldn't say it. Okay, cool. She said it. I would. Oh, okay. Yeah. So there's that. So what else did I want to say about the comments? I don't remember. But yeah, so Candiace was quick on her feet. She said what she said. Oh, I know what I was going to say. It made me think about Dr. Heavenly. Dr. Heavenly, who is great for a yo mama. Okay, and as much as Dr. Heavenly says she's going to stop, she hasn't. All she talks about is your mama. Ooh. Okay, that's Dr. Heavenly all day. I think just not too many months ago, she was telling somebody your mama. Okay, so she's good for your mama joke. I just want y'all to ride on Heavenly's back when Married to Medicine comes back on, the same way y'all ride on Candiace's back. Okay. Mia says that she only asked because she is the CEO and she wanted to figure out the problem. First of all, BIT, there's no motherfucking problem for you to figure out. Okay, you showed up to an event that you're not paying for. Either you're going to be there, you're going to support, or you're going to get the phone. What are you talking about? Okay, whether it's high budget or low budget or mid budget or whatever budget it is, it ain't your motherfucking budget. How about that? Okay, talking about some ads in the CEO, I wanted to understand the problem. BIT, it wasn't a problem because Candiace never expressed the issue really to y'all. Okay, she never expressed the issue like that to y'all. You the one who took what was going on between you and your husband. Okay, you took what was going on between you and G and try and relate it to or project or whatever, how it's going to relate to what Candiace got going on in her situation, BIT. So scoot back just a little bit because you full of it. Okay, we said what we said. Let's move on. Okay, I felt like she was just coming up with a lie because y'all know how Mia do. Mia always coming up with a lie. It is what it is. Okay, Mia says that she aspires to be like her mama. BIT, you could aspire. First of all, you don't even know her mama. That's number one. But you could aspire to be like somebody and not inquire about their motherfucking daughter, or shall I say their daughter's husbands and the finances over there, girl. Hello, talk about y'all like her. See, Mia she be quick on her feet in the wrong way. She be quick on her feet when it comes to business and getting her shit out of stuff over there in that arena. But Mia can't really compete with the ladies of Housewives because they've caught her in too many lies already. I don't be understanding, but let's move on. But Candiace took a shot at Mia and tells her that her mom wasn't found in the strip club. I holler, but I said, now Candiace, you know you could have left that out. You know you could have left that out, girl. You ain't have to say that to that girl mama. Okay, I mean, say that to that girl. She said, yeah, but okay, you can like my mom. You can aspire to be like her, but you know, my mom wasn't found in the strip club, okay? And then Mia said, well, I made a lot of money in there too. And then Candiace said, I'm sure you did. I'm sure that G spent a lot of money on you, okay? Now, I do think that comment could have been left out, Miss Candiace, girl. But at the same time, the fact that Mia sat up there and lied in her face, talking about, so I aspire to be like your mama, just sitting up there straight up lying, then yeah, I'm with Candiace, girl. Shut the fuck up. That's what you can do. Shut the, because we don't believe you. You need more mother. Okay, so definitely here for her on that. Okay, Candiace says that she would never walk into Mia's place of business and call it low budget. I'm with her on that because, like, yeah, my video made, even though I kind of feel like Candiace, it's okay to have a low budget video because of where you are. You're looking for a distribution deal. You are independent. And you're just starting out your career. At once upon a time, I'm sure Destiny's Child had a low budget ass video because they were trying to get somewhere. Okay, just like Jay-Z probably had one, just like a lot of these other well-known individuals that we got. SZA, a lot of people probably had low budget ass stuff before they got to where, you know what I'm saying, they're trying to be. So it is what it is. But I agree with her about saying, like, I would never go into your place of business and be like, bro, this is a low budget ass facility. Okay, like, why? So I think that Mia could have been mindful in that area and understand that she's getting up and running and she's starting on her musical career. And that's the ultimate thing about this. It's not so much as about the budget of the video, but it's the fact that she's out here working towards living her dreams, okay? And it be fucking weak ass comments like that may make other people feel a way about getting started on their dreams and goals, okay? Because something is low budget. Some of y'all at home right now feeling like I ain't gonna do YouTube, but I ain't gonna do this and that because I don't have this and I don't have that, and you already discrediting yourself, feeling like you low budget when it's like BIT, fuck that. Just get started. You got to start somewhere. So do what you got to do. Do what's within your budget to get it done. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like the comment was definitely unwarranted from Mia. So when you dish that, you got what your ass got of her saying, you know, your mama's low budget. Okay, and she was quick on her feet with it, but at the same time, though, Candiace, I do feel like it is what it is. Yeah, my video low budget is fuck, but that album is doing very great. Okay, my album is doing very well. I'm getting recognition from some of your faves, so let's be very clear about that. Okay, me and my low budget ass shit. So what's up? You know, so it's kind of like, you know, it is what it is. Like, let's not hold on to it for a very long time. Let's move forward, okay? Mia tells her to take constructive criticism. No, ma'am, that was not constructive. That was very shady with how you delivered it. I didn't want to show up to a low-budget video. Ma'am, that's not constructive, okay? Constructive criticism is giving somebody an issue or error about them, but then following it up with some advice on how this or that could be beneficial, and you didn't do that, so stop lying. Okay, something that could help them later on. Girl, bye. So a scholar jumps in and says, hey, this is not a business meeting. I did kind of feel like a scholar girl, I wouldn't even say that. I would have been like Wendy, just over there laying back, rolling my eyes. Girl, this is not my beef. This ain't got nothing to do with me. Y'all both doing too much, girl. Shut up, okay? So Mia says that Candiace doesn't know her mom. And Candiace said, girl, you don't know my mama. Yeah, you see that? You see how it works? Uh-huh. Exactly, girl, back up off me. So in the midst of them arguing or whatever, right, Miss Mia get her a phone call from her good Judy, so she decides to take the call and go ahead and skip out. And Candiace was just like, look at her trying to take the phone call because she can't take the heat or whatever like that. But Wendy did not like the fact that Mia was kind of being ganged up on, so she tried to stop it from happening because she knows how it feels to be ganged up on. I feel like maybe Mia and Wendy must have had to sit down in a conversation or something, and maybe they're trying to get on a better accord, which is why she feels the need to kind of like step in a little bit. Right. So when Mia walks out and she's on the phone, Mia's still in the room. Candiace walks out with Wendy talking to her, and then Mia's on the phone talking about how she wants to talk on the phone with her rich friends because these broke BITs don't understand her. And then Candiace said, your mama's broke or something like that, she said. I think she said something like her mama's broke or whatever. And Mia just went on down the stairs, right? So Karen and Ashley have finally arrived. Okay, Mia is glad that someone is at the house because she said that they understand her outside of Candiace. Now, when she called Candiace, Candiace, the only people I've only heard call Candiace that are the fans that really hate her. So for that, it lets me know that Mia was definitely a fan of the show. She watched the show, and she also is privy to who is the most liked on the show versus who's not the most liked on the show. And she knows exactly who to argue with and who to go against, which is going to give her favor in the public eye. Okay, so she already knew that Candiace was definitely going to be one of those people. Okay, because you hop in the confessional and talk about some candy ass. Like, girl, who says that? The fans, the ones that hate her. And I'm okay with people hating on Miss Candiace. You know what I'm saying? It does suck a little bit because they can't seem to see past season 5 for some reason. Your girl is not coming back. Okay, so deal. All right. But outside of that, you know, it's the same thing that they give to Kenya at Real Housewives of Atlanta. Candiace is the Kenya of Real Housewives of Potomac. And I ain't mad at it because the more y'all hate her, the more y'all gonna be securing her check because she evokes emotion out of y'all. And y'all are not gonna do anything but further promote the show by continuing to talk and drag her accordingly. So she's gonna continue to be there, just like Miss Kenya. Miss Kenya has said some things that were out of line. She's been coming for the girls and next for many years and stuff. Even getting dragged off the sofa by Portia. That never stopped. That never stopped anything. That did not stop Miss Kenya's bag. Definitely lowered Portia's at some point, you know, but it didn't stop Kenya's bag and Kenya has continued to go on and on and on onto the show. So as much as people had wanted her to lead the show, they never got rid of her because she was good TV. And that's the same thing that's going on with Candiace. Whether you hate her, whether you just dislike her, or you just hate her ways, dislike her ways or whatever, she's good TV. Okay. And Gizelle and Karen's argument was dry. The only real action we got was Wendy going off on Robyn them. And now you got Candiace and her arguments with Ashley and whoever else she's involved with. And unfortunately, she's the Kenya of the show. And baby girl gonna continue to get these checks. Yikes, okay? So it sucks for you. But good luck. Let's go on. Okay, so the guys are downstairs and we over here G saying that he doesn't care about the low budget comments that Candiace may have made towards him or her mama. Okay. He thought the shit was actually funny. Hilarious. Okay. Now downstairs with the ladies, Wendy has the cottage crew pick rooms, right? So the cottage crew being Karen and Escala, they go first. And then who's following that? We have Ashley. And then she goes to Ashley and tells her anything that you want, anything that you need, just let us know. I said, what the fuck? See, this is what I'm talking about. Y'all always catering to Ashley just because Ashley has had a baby. No one gives a damn. Ashley sat up there and brought drama to Wendy and didn't give a fuck about what this lady had going on and didn't care about the fact that she had kids her damn self and just popped some out her cootie swab. So I don't give a damn what Ashley got and how you let Ashley choose over Candiace choosing a room. Now I understand you getting back at Candiace because she put you, you know, in the cottage or whatever like that. But at the end of the day, Ashley was at the start of the BS that you ended up having with Gizelle for bringing that drama to your fucking door. And you still will let Ashley go before her and then tell her anything that you need, anything that you want. Girl, get the fuck out of here. Girl, I cannot. This is the shit I be talking about. Okay, it's the catering for me. Girl, bye. Ashley and Mia talk about Candiace being mean. Candiace said, wait a minute, ding dong, girl, I'm right here. So if you're gonna talk shit about me, the least you can do is invite me into a conversation or escort yourself into another room. So which one would you like to do? And Mia said, well, girl, you can come over here because I'm grown. Like, you can come over here and be a part of the conversation if you want. Okay, so a scholar walked up and says, she said, I didn't think that you called us broke BITs. And then Mia said, I didn't. And I think Candiace says, no, you did because you did. And then Candiace tells this lady, okay, so here's the thing. Okay, you need therapy. Okay, because no, you need therapy because you have this thing about you where you feel as though when people don't measure up to where you are in life, you feel the need to kind of like talk down to them or talk about them. And then a scholar said, yeah, girl, it's coming off very classist. And I said, now, Candiace, how you gonna sit up here and tell this lady she needs therapy? If that's the case, all of y'all need therapy. You included. Now, I love you, girl, but you're gonna need some too. All of y'all need some other therapy up in this piece. Okay? What else happened? Oh, Mia, of course, you know, she does love throwing up her money and stuff. So she definitely comes off as though she's like elitist or classist or whatever like that. So she definitely comes off like that. She and Candiace continue to argue. Okay. Now it was a very aggressive argument, especially after Mia put her hands in Candiace's face. And it seems like she was trying to, you know, evoke something else, like some physical, you know, touch between the two of them. And Candiace was like, don't do that to me. Like, get your hands out my face or whatever. So it looks like, dang, like, girl, y'all real aggressive. Like, y'all about to throw hands and stuff. I don't like that. I don't like all that. Like, let's just argue. Let's just bicker, girl. But do we really have to go down to where we about to fight? Now, I love the fact that Candiace was staying on Mia's ass because Mia likes to deflect, and she also likes to back out by saying, oh, I didn't say that. I don't remember. You did. Okay, you definitely did. So I didn't really like that, but I love that Candiace was staying on her ass. I do think that the arguments and stuff was getting like definitely like much more aggressive than I would have expected, and I ain't really like that. All right. Now Candiace was handing it to Miss Mia's ass, and Mia could not compete. Okay. Candiace says, where is your pimp? Where is your pimp? Mia says, where is the pimp? The hoe is here. The hoe is here. I'm screaming. Okay. Candiace says, yes. G, tell her to shut the fuck up again. I said, wow, we are going there. Now, Candiace, you took this piece of lettuce and you threw it. Like, do you need some food? And I'm like, now, Candiace, I love you, girl, but you did not have to throw that piece of lettuce. Just like when she put her hand in your face, okay? When she put her hand in your face and she did it multiple times and you told her, don't do that to you, I feel like that lettuce is the same thing. Don't throw that lettuce at her. That little piece, and no, it wasn't like a bunch of lettuce. It was just like a little piece, but that little piece is enough, okay, for somebody to really get upset. And I just felt like, no, okay? I didn't like that. I feel like, honestly, y'all both was wrong. I feel like Mia was wrong for putting her hands. First of all, Mia was the ultimate wrong for going to your mama on some shit. And Candiace was still heated about that. Then you call her video low budget, and then you sat up there and you tried to play in this girl's face, talking about it was constructive criticism and X, Y, and Z. Yeah, she should have stayed on your ass and kept her foot on your motherfucking neck, for sure. But when we got down to the kitchen, I did feel like it was like a, both of y'all was wrong. You was wrong for putting your hands in this lady's face, Mia. And Candiace, you was wrong for throwing that lettuce. But when Mia threw that lettuce at Candiace and Candiace threw that shit back, I said, oh, bitch, we even at this point. What else is going on? So then Karen tries to jump into the fight. She tries to jump into the argument or whatever, right? She inserted herself. Karen tries to tell Candiace not to speak on her mom. Ashley says that you don't even know her mom. And then Candiace said you don't know her mama either. Ashley said, I do, because I spend more time with her. And I said, bitch, no, you don't. You don't spend more time with this girl, mom. You don't know her mama like that. What is you saying? You don't know her, girl. You just found out from Robyn down at the townhouse. You just found out from Robyn down at the townhouse that this girl mama was on drugs. You didn't even know that. So stop sitting up here lying. And it's the shit that I don't like about Ashley. She be including herself in other shit and then be acting like she know more than what she know what she don't. So if Candiace would have hopped on your ass and started dragging you, I wouldn't have been mad about it at all. Okay. Everyone. Oh no, I think I already said that. Karen, you definitely need some damn therapy too. Talk about, no, you can't talk about mama's black girl. What can we talk about? What can we talk about? Y'all don't want people talking about kids. Y'all don't want people talking about your mamas. Like, y'all don't want people talking about nothing. That's why I feel like, Candiace, say what you're going to say, whatever you want to say, however you want to say it, because these ladies do it all the time. Okay, they do it all the time to you, and they do it all the time to others. The only request that I have for you, Miss Candiace, if you're going to have that energy with a few of these ladies, have that energy with all of these hoes. Because Gizelle has definitely come sideways at you, and you should have definitely hopped on her ass. Okay, and especially at the little shady whatever thing, because she called your shit low budget too. And she was over there talking to your mama, asking questions as well. So don't hop on Mia and not get on Gizelle. I just ask that you be an equal opportunity reader. Okay. Now, I just find it funny when Candiace is in this group of these middle-aged women. Candiace's mouth. Oh, her mouth. No, you hoes is old. You hoes is old. That's what it is. Okay? Because these ladies down there in ATL, they don't give a damn. They talk about everything. Okay? And it's crazy because the antics that they have, which are the antics that Candiace has been giving last episode, this episode, those are the antics that has kept Real Housewives of Atlanta on franchise lasting as long as it has. Okay, and y'all been eating it up and y'all been enjoying it. But because it's Candiace, y'all feel a way about it because y'all don't like her, and it's cool because she's the Kenya Moore of Real Housewives of Potomac. But had that been y'all Miss Girl from last season throwing shots like that, y'all would have went up in praise. But it's cute to see how y'all selective and y'all choose what can be talked about, what can't be talked about, and what's shaming versus what's not shaming based on who y'all like. Y'all was just dragging Wendy and her mama for her looks and shit. But now when Candiace say your mama now is the problem, ooh girl, y'all don't make no sense. Y'all don't make no sense. Get it together, because Mia, you definitely love to start shit and you never seem to finish your shit until 3 days later. Okay, you don't make any sense at all. Okay. That's just pretty much that, I don't really have nothing else. That's all that I got. I hope you guys enjoyed the review. Very, very long review. Hope you guys enjoyed the review. I'm Jamie, that's me, honey. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share my videos, follow me on Instagram and Twitter, and I'll catch you guys in the comments. I'll catch you guys in the next one, honey. Girl, bye.